talking about 4C. I love talking about 4C here and beauty tips and different things that I pretty much learned recently, and some basically self-care tips that I'm giving in this video, especially for women of color, specifically African American women who are spiritual. So come on in, y'all. Please, no negativity. I'm not going to really care. I'm just going to kick people out. I did want to mention that I got something in my oracles, in my psychic reading, well, for myself, not with the cards, but just something I'm picking up, and then I got confirmed. Some people disagree with some things I'm saying on this channel, and they have decided that, oh, they're not going to talk to me because I disagree with Miss V. Sorry, not sorry. You know, people aren't always going to agree with you. You're not going to always like the things that people say. But if people are rushing to like cancel people because, oh, they don't agree, and it's not something that's like attacking them, then that person wasn't worth their time anyway. Okay. So, this cancel culture stuff is like so toxic. It's like, wow, y'all. Okay. People be like, oh, I'm distancing myself from you because I don't agree with you, because I don't like the energy that you're in. I feel like so many people are acting like their energy is like perfect. Like they're not they're not having an energy that other people don't like. I don't know why people are like energy self-worshiping, but I do want to note that I'm picking up some fakery on this channel. And hey, if somebody don't want to deal with me no more on this channel because they don't agree with me, that's their problem. Okay? My life is going to go on. So I wanted to um talk about self-care when it comes to 4C here. Now, I did a video earlier, okay? So I want to talk about how important it is to let your true 4C roots show, like I'm doing in this video right now, okay? All right. It's important to let your 4C roots show, okay? What I mean by this, it means you do not use taming gel. You do not use gel to just make your hair look so slick. You want to have a couple days, a week, or even like 2 weeks out of the month where you're just rocking your baby born hair. Like literally, like your little 1 year old hair. You know, the hair that comes in after you're born within 1 year. Like, yeah, okay. The hair that your mama would have been loving at 1 years old. Just rock that. Hair is historical. Hair reminds people of different time periods. Hair makes people appreciate other cultures than their own. If everybody keep wearing the same grade of hair, then other hair cultures will not get the love they deserve. See, each hair culture humbles another hair culture. My 4C hair humbles 3A. 3A humbles me. We all humble each other. If you do not wear 4C hair sometime, then other people with looser textures, they're not going to get the humble energy that they're supposed to get. Okay? Hi everybody. Hi everybody. So, I purposely showed up in this video with just the stuff that the slavery people had. Harriet Tubman. That's all I have in my hair. Cream, grease, and water. That's it. I noticed that there's a lot of 4C hair girls running around saying, unnatural. But they have all these products that loosens the texture, that stiffens the texture, that flattens the texture, that extra waves the texture. Sometimes you got to let all that go and see what you look like with your just 4C hair with some grease and water and some cream. Madam C.J. Walker type of stuff before she got the flat irons. Sometimes you got to just let yourself see that, okay? Your real beauty will be seen then. Your Negro ebony beauty will be seen. Your cheekbones will be enhanced. Your face structure, your real deep down genetics will come through, okay? This is why it's important to be like, I'm only going to put in what the slaves had. Okay. Now, once our ancestors were able to put honey in their hair, they realized they could like make their texture look more 3A. They figured it out. But guess what? You are submitting. You are being submissive to the other hair textures, but they're not being submissive to you. You could be low-key worshiping other hair textures by all these different products to manipulate the texture that you have, to make it seem like it's like kind of 3A when it's not. So take a break sometime. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to be like, yeah, I could 3A this 4C sometime, but it's not fun every day. Okay? Take a break. If you're realizing that you're having a lot of breakage, it's because your 4C here is saying, I'm sick and tired of all this different type of gel that's stiffening me up. Okay? For example, this right here stiffens your 4C hair. Okay? This stiffens it. Even though it says it's a braiding and lock twist, it stiffens it. This here will make your hair look like very shiny because it has a shiner in it. Even though you'll still have your 4C hair texture, it will just look shinier and it'll be locked tighter. Okay? There's nothing wrong with using this. But this is for long periods of time with a twist. This is like, you leave this in for like 2 weeks. At least. This is not something you put in your hair because it's so shiny, so I'm going to put it in and then 3 days later wash it out. See, you're stressing your hair out. So if you're going to use something like this, it needs to be like, I'm actually going to twist my hair and let my hair rest for a couple weeks, slap some scarves on it, some hats, and go. But if you are trying to do your hair every few days, then you want to just use a basic twisting cream with your grease and water. Now, of course, for some of y'all, if you have gray in your hair, it's going to be harder to seal the ends off if you don't have a thick twisting cream, which would be this. It's going to be harder to seal your ends, to twist your ends on the ends if you don't have a thick twisting cream. So, of course, as I said, you can still use this if you're washing it out in 3 days, if you're going to put it on the ends only. Okay? Because only if your ends are struggling. So you want to check the ends of your hair that's hard to twist. It's going to be the real drier part of your head or the part that has the most gray. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to have to bust out a firmer twisting substance. So, for example, this right here, because this is so thick, it's harder. See how that's like, looks like it's not really, look, see that? Okay, so I can use a little bit of the stiffer twisting. But I'm not going to do the whole thing, okay? I'm only going to do the end just so that the end does stay sealed. That's all I'm going to do, okay? You do not have to use a stiff lock twist on your entire plait. Okay? Because if you use it up here over and over and over again, over 3 months, you're going to notice like break. Your hair's just breaking out. I've been there. Okay? I was using this on my entire plait 3 months ago. And guess what? Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. I had no idea that this is what was breaking my hair out. It's not that it's bad, it was how I was using it. Okay? So before you say, out of here, you made my hair break out, you have to think about, are you using it like it's supposed to be used? Any type of thick twisting cream like this, so thick, this is supposed to be in your hair for weeks. With the exception if you're doing jumbo twist. Jumbo twists are hard to seal on the end. Okay? So the thicker they are, more likely you'll have to use a thicker twisting for the ends. But don't put it on your whole hair. Okay? You're better off using your greasing cream for your regular hair, your leave-in conditioner, your cream and your grease, and then just going on the ends only. When you get to the end, then you want to dip into the thicker one. So I can pretty much go through them all and find out which part. Okay, see that? Okay. If it's hard to seal, don't immediately think, oh, I got dead ends. It's not that. It could be there's a mixed grade there, like 4A and 4C in there. So that's why it's not sealing with grease and cream. So then you would have to go in just on the ends, with this seal grease, okay? And then, but you make sure that you're doing this while your hair is still wet. Do not put the thick sealing cream in while your hair is dry. Hi, everybody. Okay. Okay. Now, let yourself look what people may say plantation like. Okay? It is not an insult. How is that an insult? Your ancestors built America. Your ancestors built the Capitol. Your ancestors brought civilization. So if you look like your ancestors that brought civilization, that's a compliment. Now, only people who are acting privileged, all that, they may try to insult you, but guess what? They're actually really jealous. Once you become very intuitive as an empress, you can pick it up that their insult is really their insecurity, that they're insecure about their own texture, that your thick 4C hair is triggering their insecurity about their 2A, 3A, 4A hair, that they're low key wishing they had your density, wishing they had the amount of hair that you can grow, wishing that they had that strong, like Nefertiti looking hair. When next time somebody insult your 4C hair, say, Nefertiti had this hair. Nefertiti had custom made wigs made with 4C hair. So if you're insulting me, you obviously think Nefertiti was ugly. Okay? So that's what you say. You'll shut them down then. You'll shut them down then. You say your ancestors are the mummies, Egyptians. You say the Nefertiti was fine as hell, but go look up her wigs. Her wigs is the same hair I got on my head. Okay? So that's how you put people. That's how you put people in their place. Okay? If you have 4C here, okay, you write this down. Somebody said they don't know what to buy. You want to get tropical based products, flaxseed, avocado. Okay, look, y'all can get all around this list. I'm saying, go ask your doctor what your blood type is. Your hair will always accept the stuff that's on your blood type diet. So go find out your blood type. Then go get you a blood type diet book and circle all the oils that says you can use, all the seeds you can eat, all the fruit. You want to circle all the superfood. Okay? Most African Americans are blood type B or AB. Most of us are. Okay. A lot of Asians are B. A lot of East Indians are B. A lot of Irish people are B. A lot of Jewish people are B. Most of that group of people have B in their blood type, whether it's AB, B negative, B positive, BB, or whatever. So, whatever you see the Asians can use, most of them are B, most likely you can use. Whatever you see the East Indians, definitely, a lot of them are B, you can use. A lot of the Jewish people are B, you can use. The reason why they're here is thriving more than yours is because they are using stuff for their blood type diet. African Americans, somehow we lost that information during the slave trades and the auctioning and the trading at the border, the eastern border. Somehow we when we traded, we were using stuff that the Europeans gave us who weren't our blood type. So we started using blood type of just A. We started using blood type stuff of just O. Okay. And what happened? We're like, our hair doesn't stay soft. It doesn't stay hydrated. It's growing slowly. It's itchy all the time. If you look on the blood type diet that's mostly for African Americans, you'll see that it says peppermint, olive oil, flaxseed, avocado, banana, papaya, I think that's how you say it, greens. Green tea is a superfood for us. So if green tea is a superfood for us, it has to be for our hair. The creator would never say eat this, but your hair can't take it. That would make no sense. So, okay, start eating for your blood type. You'll notice a change in your hair. When I started eating more fish, because when you're blood type A, B, or B, believe it or not, your ancestors were actually eating more from the waters. I know y'all say, nah, they was eating beef and buffalo. No, that was the last resort. That was the last resort. Your ancestors was eating from the river Nile. Okay? Your African ancestors were eating from the river Nile, which means most likely your ancestors are the Hebrew people of Egypt and lived where Egypt is, that had the plagues at, where the river now went dry and became toxic due to the curse that was put upon it, due to the toxic pharaohs. Both pharaohs on both sides of Egypt fighting over the gold. Okay? In Egypt times, there was a dark side of Egypt, a light-skinned side of Egypt, and they were fighting. They were fighting. The creator got tired of it and cursed the waters. When that happened, a lot of us had to migrate. And when we migrated, we did go places we did not have our food. And so we had to eat food that we shouldn't have been eating, like cow. Okay? So minimize your intake of cow, because that is not really what your ancestors were eating. They were only eating that because it was forced upon them. Okay? Cow meat does no good for your skin and your hair. If you notice when you're eating cow meat, after a while, it's like your hair feels funky, greasy, your face is bumpy. You're like, where does this acne came from? But you don't really see that too many happening to the Europeans. It's because they were like raised up on cow. You were not raised up on cow. Your ancestors was not raised up on cow. Like I said, some of my videos be triggering people, and that I can't apologize for that if I'm telling the truth. Hi, everybody. Okay. I got my little energy candle here. Grounding, for grounding, y'all. The green candle. All right. I started burning candles instead of the incense because I realized that candles was something that's been around actually quite a long time. I know y'all think they haven't, but I find candles to be gentle, more gentle on your lungs rather than the incense. So I burn the candles now so that my lungs can have a break, especially as an older person. I think the incense are more for queens, not really for empresses. Okay? The incense are for young lungs, the candles are for the queens. I mean, the candles are for the empresses. Okay, so don't be so quick to throw away your thick twisting uh, gel. All right, because you will need that in the winter season when you're trying to seal off your ends. Now, here's something that I don't do. I don't do snatched parts. Notice these are not even parts. Okay? All this perfect parting, snatching, you're training your hair to grow certain type of parts in your hair. This is why you may start to get real spacious parts and be like, where these all the spaces came from. You did it with all your perfectly parting parts. So do it like the slaves did it, with your finger, okay? Or just a random part, plait it. Go with the density of each section. Don't try to force a section to be as dense as the other. If you notice, this part of my hair is not as dense as this part. This part is always denser. So when I do twist this part, I have to be more gentle. When I do twist this part, I'm probably not going to have to use any of this. When I do this part, okay, I don't want to do it so close to the scalp, like, because it's not as dense as this part. I'm not going to pull here all the way back here to try to make that dense, because that would be me adding tension to the hair back here. So just accept that certain parts of your hair is not going to be as dense. Now, with your edges, take a week or two and leave them alone. Let them curl up. Let your daddy's hairline be. This is my father's hairline. Okay? This is it. My hairline is nice and curly and fuzzy here. Okay? And it grows a little slower, but there is hair there. Okay? Genetically, I have never, ever been able to grow long hair here. Neither can my nephew, neither can my sister, neither can my mom before she died. Only person that was able to grow long hair here was my sister, because she has a different dad than me and my little sister. Everybody that got my daddy in the family and my mom's genetics, or just my daddy's, their hairline always stays a little shorter, okay? And the more we put gel there, the shorter it gets. So leaving the hairline alone, don't try to smooth it down. Let the fuzzies be. Our ancestors were not thinking about snatch edges when they were just thinking about inventions. If you're really trying to get rich, if you're really trying to get some work done, if you want to be able to go in on the rest of your body, why are you spending an extra 10, 20 minutes on some edges? Believe it or not, people are not that critical about your edges. It's all in your head, okay? It's all in your head. And people can tell when you're trying to put 3A here and 4C here, okay? They can tell that you're like, oh, you're trying to have multi-texture in your hair because you're insecure. So don't do that, okay? In that sense, I was fighting for my life trying to find. Yes, if your daughter has 4C here or any C, 4B or 4C, if she's 4C, most likely she needs a hydration. Okay, she is more likely high porosity. Okay, 4C is usually high porosity. We have been lied to. We have been told we're low porosity. There's no way when our hair dries so fast. We think it's not drying fast. We think it's Not. But if you ever be in the presence of someone white, you'll see that 3 hours later, their hair is still soaking wet and your hair is dry. If you ever be around someone with 2A, you're like, why is your hair so wet? My hair is dry. Most 4C hair people are high porosity. This means that the lock method will work better. Now, I'm not just saying this. I went to experts. I went to the manager of the salon and asked. I went to the students that were graduating from the beauty school and asked them, when you did my hair, what porosity? You're high porosity. I said, why? They said, because your hair dries fast. The water doesn't sit in your hair long. As a matter of fact, it just sits on the hair too long, and then when it finally does go in the hair, your hair just drinks it up so fast. So I said, okay. So with high porosity 4C hair, you have to move quick, okay? Because it's drying too fast for you to take your grand old time with putting the leave-in conditioner in and the oil in. Okay, the oil always go in between. If you're doing the lock method, the oil always go in between the products and at the end as a finisher. You never start with oil. The oil is always between the leave-in conditioner and the cream. And then you can finish the hair with a glossy oil like argan oil. Okay? But argan oil is a moisturizer too, so you can actually use argan oil as the in-between oil and as the finisher. Hi, everybody. Yeah. My hair is very, very thick, but you would never think, because I am like super disciplined with moisture. I'm not playing, okay? Soon as it even feels like the moisture is out my hair, if my hair even start to feel crispy, that's when I know it's time to wash, condition, and put my mask in. Do not go by, oh, they said only wash my hair every 30 days. You have to go by how fast your body is drinking up the products. So if you be like, wait a minute, my hair is starting to be real crispy dry in just 4 days, it's time to do a shampoo, condition treatment again. Okay? It's time to lift. That means your hair's done. Your hair's done eating what you put in. It's done. So it's time to just lift out the remaining stuff and reseal. For some of y'all may be doing this every week like I am. Okay? Most 4C high porosity girls here should really be resealing every 2 weeks at the most. Okay? I mean, at the least. I know that sounds crazy, like, whoo! It is. So basically, you need to find ways to lessen the time that it takes to reseal your hair every 2 weeks. Now, if you want to extend the reseal for 3 weeks, then you have to be willing to spray your hair with a moisturizing leave-in conditioner with something like this. Okay? Now, 4C hair people. People are going to look at you and be like, girl, you need to put some grease in our hair, even though you got some in. 4C hair is not meant to look like Italian people's hair unless you slapping some gel up in there. I will give you a live demonstration in a minute. Your hair is going to make people think that you did not moisturize it. But as soon as they go to take those twists out, they're going to go, wow, this is some soft hair. This is healthy hair. So don't let people look at your coily hair and just tell you, oh, your hair is struggling. If it's not falling out, it's not struggling. Okay? It's not struggling. If you're getting moisture after your twist, it's not struggling. No matter what someone say. Someone with 3A may look at your hair and be like, that's struggle hair. But they're basing it upon their own texture. I can look at somebody with 3A hair and be like, your hair is struggling because where's the density? Like, you got a lot of flyaways. But see, this is why it's important to just mind your own hair business. Like the white people do. They mind their own hair business. African Americans need to mind their own hair business. Stop comparing and just do your hair. Like for real. Okay? Just love the hair that you got and mind your own. It's sad that I gotta say it like that, but that's a problem, okay? Um, Anyone that tries to tell me, oh, your hair is so thick, your hair is so coarse, I notice when people say that, they never say it as a compliment. They never say it in a way like it's a compliment. And it's always people who got 3A. So I don't hear reviews from 3A people because it's always in an opposite fashion of what they got. And I find that it's like, you're trying to boost your own hair up by like passively downing mine. So unless it's said in a way like you got some thick, gorgeous hair, I love how thick your hair is, I don't want to hear it. I won't even talk to the person again. Because my hair is not here to promote other textures. My hair is to promote my own texture. Like the one black woman said on YouTube, I'm not promoting other people's hair texture. And I'm not going to have nobody criticize my hair to try to push me into the energy to promote their hair texture. So I decided to be a 4C hair spokesmodel and hero, and I just don't care who I offend about it. Okay? We need some older people my age, and I'm not even that old. I just got a lot of gray. I'm just saying, this going to be like, I'm speaking for 4C. There's not a lot of women walking around showing their 4C when they're over 40. Because they are from a generation where it was like a lot of perms and relaxers all the time. But I am one of very few that is rocking my 4C without apology. So let's get into some of the things I want to talk about with the 4C here. Now, I don't know why a lot of us don't know this, but essential oil blends, they're not just for your skin, they're also for your scalp. So when you buy essential oil blends and they say, yeah, for scar and skin, don't just think it's for your scalp. I mean, just for your arms and stuff. It's for your hair too. So you can go on Amazon and get you a bottle of like frankincense with grapefruit, with rose oil and lemon, and that can still go in your hair. The problem I see with 4C hair girls is that they're not exploring the herbal world, the herbal blends. They're just like trying to get some creams only. They're not like celebrating the herbs. So get some herbs, use the stuff in your cabinet for real. Like your hair's going through an itchy phase, make you a honey and oregano paste, apply where the itching is at, leave it on for a few minutes and then wash it out. You can spot treat your hair before shampoo. You don't have to just go to shampoo. Shampoo ain't all that. Okay, don't put so much responsibility on shampoo. So try to always pre-scrub your scalp. Before I shampoo, I always go like this. Okay? And what I'll do is I'll put rosemary on my scalp, the rosemary I just had, or the tea tree, and I'll just go all through to lift any of the dirt and dandruff out, and then I'll shampoo. Don't just rely on the shampoo scrubbing process. Now, the earlier you seal your hair, the earlier you seal it in your day, the earlier the sealing and the moisture will be. So if you're like, I'm trying to go out at 2 o'clock and tonight, it's too late to seal your hair then. You got to seal it in the morning. The Empress gets her hair done either before bed and it's wrapped up or in the early morning hours. She will wake up 2 hours before the Emperor to get her hair done. That's just how serious she is about her hair. So some of the white women are doing that. They're waking up at 4 a.m. busting it out. What I found out with hair is that it could be no different than trying to complete a novel. Okay? Sometimes you got to put it first. Like, let me just get this out the way. You know, it doesn't take a long time to wash up, but it take kind of long for anybody's head. So wake up, get it out the way. That's less stress on your mind. Sit there with your little morning prep pastry and your coffee, and with your more meditation music. Watch videos of people who got your hair. Okay, don't watch videos of people that got other texture. You watch videos of people that got your hair, and you sit there and you bust your hair out. Those people are going to be motivation for you. Okay, and you're going to be protecting your self-esteem about your own hair. This is why the Amish people, they don't really allow people to get in their village, because they're protecting the self-esteem of their own race and culture. So minding your own hair business is important. Okay? When I go to the salon, and if somebody sits across from me and they got the standard commercial European hair texture, I will purposely look down at my phone, read my tablet, bust out a magazine, bust out a book, like they did in the 1950s, so they can focus on the experience. Start taking magazines to these salons. Okay? People are so thirsty to be the special hair that they will literally purposely start a conversation with you while they're getting their hair done, because they want you to see their hair. They want you to see their hair before it's done. My intuition pick it up. Like when you go to the salon and somebody's getting their hair done across from you, and they got the European standard hair texture that's praised and worshiped, they want to turn and stare at you right in the face, or they want to say, hey, oh, your hair is so coarse. They want to make some random statement about your 4C hair. Ignore them. Don't even respond. As a matter of fact, say, I don't do the word coarse. Okay? I don't do it, because it is a negative word now. If I'm going to do the word coarse, I'm going to say your hair is like a broom. You got string hair. You got thin yarn hair. Wow, your hair is like thin yarn hair. They'll say that's an insult. Okay, then mind your own hair business. It is not a compliment when people say your hair is coarse. Look up the word coarse. Anybody's hair can be coarse. Anybody's hair can be coarse if it's uncombed, unmoisturized, undried up, homeless, laying on the ground type of hair. For people to say your hair is coarse, like their hair is never coarse. I know blonde-haired people with coarse hair when it's not combed for days. When I hear the word coarse, I get, you don't comb your hair. Nobody's hair is coarse when it's combed and moisturized. So I don't allow certain words to be said to me. I notice only white people use those words, and 3A girls say coarse. I never hear another 4C hair girl say your hair is coarse. So that tells me it is a low-key weapon against us. Okay? So be like, no, my hair is not coarse, baby. It's thick. It just needs moisture sealed in. You won't be saying it's coarse when it's moisture come. When it's moisture come. You think this hair is coarse because how tightly coiled it is, and because it doesn't have such a high shine like yours. But when you run your fingers through this hair after it is sealed, my hair will be softer than yours. So start saying, no. No. I just had my hair hydrated, shampoo, conditioned here in the salon. It's not coarse. It's not coarse. It's not a dried up tumbleweed in the wind. No. It's not somebody in the grave, in the graveyard. Nope, don't call my hair graveyard here. Stop calling my hair graveyard here. Start being mindful with what you will allow people to say about your hair. Now, gray. People say, well, why you kept your gray? Because it looks good. If you could see my gray here in this room, in this light, you'd be like, wow, looks great. Okay? When you say gray hair is ugly on me, you're saying gray hair is ugly on black people. Because ain't nobody saying that about white women. Kim Kardashian was only in her 30s and had gray hair and dyed her hair gray. If you won't say white women look old with gray, don't say you do. Okay, see, we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful. If you're around black people to call you old because you got gray, dismiss them, because they will not call. They will not call a white girl old when she's rocking that gray that out of the bottle. They'll say her hair looks beautiful, even though her hair is bottled hair and your hair is God sent gray. So leave your gray be. What I notice with black people with 4C hair, their hair can get, if they just love the gray will turn very beautiful snow white. It will turn like Moses' hair. When people say they don't like gray on you, say you don't like Moses' hair. Because Moses had the exact hair that I have. And it was gray when he looked in the face of God. So when people disrespect your hair, say you're disrespecting Moses, you'll blindside them. They'll go, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. If you read the scriptures about Moses, and if you look at the true, the accurate enactment of Moses, Moses had what people may call coarse hair, and it was great when he looked like in the face of God. Okay. No, it doesn't. Shut up and get out. That is not how y'all are saying it. That is not how. Then say thicker then. Then say the word thicker then. Shut up. Leave my channel. I said we're not hearing the word coarse. Because there's white women with thick hair. There's Irish people with thick hair. Y'all not calling their hair coarse. Y'all not calling their hair coarse. And I only hear that said to black women. I never hear no one tell Nigerian women your hair is coarse. You can dismiss me. You can dismiss me. I never hear Nigerian women here, your hair is coarse? No, y'all say that to black women. So you can get out. Get the fuck out. Period. When y'all start saying that to African women, then we will accept the word coarse. Okay? Y'all preserve certain words for black women with 4C hair. That's what y'all do. I'll call it out. This is a raw channel, and I'll call out the truth. I have been around Nigerian women. I have seen them even on YouTube. I have looked at the comments. Nobody says, Lupita, you got some coarse hair. Nobody says that stuff. Y'all say that to black women as a passive aggressive insult. There's no reason to say coarse when you can say thick. So you could dismiss me. Coarse even sounds hard. Coarse. No, dismiss me. Nothing gets past me. Nothing. It's a covert word that's used to low-key insult black women and be like, that's not what I meant. First of all, did we ask you if you thought our hair was coarse? Why do y'all give us that word without us asking? Did we ask you? Did we ask you? No. No. Half of y'all don't compliment 4C here. So don't say a damn thing. For real. Unless you got some compliment to follow it up. Nope. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you. No. If we ain't saying it to each other, then you can't say it to us. Period. Period. If we don't approve of it, we don't approve of it. Don't say it no more. Period. Treat people the way they want to be treated. LGBTQ people say use pronouns. They say who they are. You say you're white. You say you're biracial. You say you got 3A. You want us to, okay, we want you to say that we got thick hair. We want you to only speak on the density of our hair when we ask you. Period. Because we know the list of insults that are attached to the word coarse. Who are y'all kidding? We ain't playing no mind games here. Okay? We're not playing no mind games here. Don't come in here trying to justify it. I told y'all I was going to have some people triggered by this video. Trying to justify it. Why don't you go there and tell white women, your hair is super thin. Your hair is so lean. How come y'all say that? And you know damn well their hair is. Because you don't want to insult them. Because you think they got the power and they're protected. So you're trying not to, I don't want to offend the white women. I don't. But you don't give a damn if what you say is an offhanded insult to us, right? That's what it is. I'm so tired of all this inspection of 4C here, all the study of it, all these conversations. Shut the hell up and mind your own here. Mind it. Because the men, they're not really sitting around talking about 4C here. It's the women. Shut up. It's the women who aren't 4C. Shut up. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you. We love our hair. Let us be. Let us be. It's irritating us, frankly. When I show up like this around the men I know, they be like, oh, your hair is gorgeous. It's y'all causing the problem. The women. Stop trying to be the favorite of favorites of hair, the favorite of favorites of hair color, the favorite of favorites of age, of genetics, bone structure, and just let other people have their spotlight while you're having yours. If you don't have nothing nice to say to 4C people, stay away from us. No, y'all, what are you talking about? Who is this you blacks? Who? We're talking about hair in here. And when you say you blacks, you sound racist. Stop. That word you there, you blacks, you're racist. You're racist. That's a strange way of speaking. That is a strange way of phrasing that statement. You whites. See how that sound? I said it is people without 4C here will not shut up. That's what I said. That's what I said. I don't care if they green, blue, purple, what color. We do not want to hear what you got to say about our hair. If we don't ask you, we don't need confirmation whether it's thick, whether it's snappy, whether it's old looking. We don't need to hear it. Because the moment you say something about my hair that I didn't ask for, all cards is off the table. I'm shame you in any way I want to. If you fat, I'm going to call you fat. I'm going to be like, wow, you're pretty fat. The moment you say anything to sound like an insult towards my 4C hair, we hitting below the belt at that point. If you got any European hair privilege here in America, and you say something that sounds like a slight to my 4C hair, I'm going to hit you below the belt with the quickness. With the quickness. So you'll learn to keep your mouth shut if you don't have nothing nice to say about black women's hair. Period. We didn't been through too much. Hair shaved off. Slave master wife was shaving our hair off because she was jealous. We don't want to hear no more. We're coming out of self-hate. We're learning to love our hair no matter what people say. When we're loving it, let us love it. Let us love it in peace. Okay? Don't give dirty looks. Don't side eye. Don't turn your face up. None of that. Go about your way. Go about your way. We didn't heard too much. We didn't sing sitcoms with people making fun of our hair. Kunta Kinte, Chia Pet, Nappy Hit, Harriet Tubman, Runaway Slave here. The list goes on. We didn't hurt enough. We didn't been passed up on jobs over our hair. Hair can be perfectly neat, perfect afro. The employer will say, well, do something with your hair. And it's like, I did. It's neat. It's combed. It's neat. What? We didn't hurt enough. We didn't fight for years just to have some models with 4C hair walking the aisle. Even Naomi Campbell and Iman, they wasn't even allowed to show their natural grade. They had to slap a wig on it while walking down the runway. No, we don't want to hear no more. We don't want to hear no more. We came a long way for this movement. We came a long way. We don't want to hear you. Nothing positive to say? We better hear glorifying comments. Oh, your hair is so thick. It's so beautiful. You got some strong looking hair. Why don't y'all say that? We look like we got strong hair. Why don't you say that? That's a nice word to say to us. Miss V, you look like you got some strong hair. It is strong. It is strong. It's supposed to be strong. My ancestors had to survive every weather. This is adaptable hair. This is blood type adaptable hair. Hot and cold. This is both sides of the world here. That's what it is. And I was speaking to 20 a minute ago. You just came in here. And I'm speaking to who I'm supposed to speak to. God's bringing who I'm supposed to speak to. Why are you worried about how many I'm speaking to? My view's been up, baby. My view's been up. Don't worry about who I'm speaking to. You think you know my analytics? You don't. Bye. Jealous, as I said, you got nothing nice to say, don't talk. Don't say nothing. I ain't playing. I'll kick you out in a minute. You don't have nothing nice to say to women of color? We don't want to hear you no more. Out. Period. Say something nice. Say something nice. We don't want to hear no more. Y'all wanted to say something nice when we were marching for y'all, huh? When we marched during the George Floyd, when we out there marching for the LGBT community that everybody benefit from, even white people. Oh, y'all, we like you, black woman. We like you. We like you. We like you. Now, 3 years later, y'all right back to getting smart. Right back to being disrespectful. Y'all better hope y'all don't need us again because we ain't coming through. Y'all better hope that nothing breaks out again. Because y'all going to be on your own. Oh, thank you very much. I like your skin and your hair. Y'all, but here's another thing. Here's another thing I'm tired of. Black women are more than their skin. We are here too. Like, why is that? Why is everybody's always like, black woman, you got beautiful skin. Ebony, the melanin's popping. The hair is popping too. The hair is popping too. The hair is popping too. We 90 years old with hair on our head. There's 90-year-old people with 4C hair, still thick and long. Y'all will do anything y'all can to avoid complimenting 4C hair because you know that it humbles your own grade. You know it does. You know it does. You know that it narrows us down into a certain group in the black group. If you say we have beautiful skin, that could be anybody black. Light skin, brown skin, dark skin. When y'all say y'all melanin skin is popping, you know you can just group everybody together. So it protects your self-esteem if you're black. But when you bust it down and be like, yeah, your 4C here is nice. Okay, now we're getting down to the minority of the minority, right? Can't do that because then that irritates your self-esteem about your own hair. But people expect 4C people to say, you have beautiful hair. Don't y'all expect us to compliment your 4A hair? That's why I don't anymore. Oh, I can't compliment 4C hair, but I don't want to seem like a hater. I'm trying to hide my shade, so I'm going to say she got nice skin. Nice try, nice little redirection. But you ain't fooling none of us. You ain't fooling none of us. You're trying to protect what you think is your hair texture privilege. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Unfiltered channel. This is how you clean up. Telling the cold hard truth. Stuff don't nobody want to hear. People want to hide and act like ain't going on. But then as soon as your hair start falling out and stuff, then you like, can Miss V, can you tell me how to get thick hair? No, I'm not helping you. You ain't say a damn word about my 4C. No. You ain't say nothing. You ain't say give no compliments out here, probably to no 4C here. But you want me to tell you how to get thick hair because now you going bald. Nope. Get your bald head group to tell you. Get the other ones that's going bald to tell you. Nope. Maybe 4C here, people, we need to start gatekeeping what's making our hair thicker than everybody else. What we're eating. Maybe we need to gatekeep that. I think a lot of us is too damn generous telling people how this is how you get thick hair. No, pay me. Pay me. You want our hair, but you don't want our texture? Make it make sense. I want the thickness of your hair, but I still want my hair wavy. Oh, so you want it all. Right? Right? Okay. Narcissism. Be happy with what you got. You got long, thin, wavy hair with smaller pores. Deal with it. You're not forcing more hair coming out the pores. Your pores is only so big. Them holes is only so big. So stop trying to use all these magic potions to get our thick hair while still trying to keep your 3A. I'll call it what it is. I got thick hair privilege. You got salon selective European commercial hair privilege, and I got African privilege. Yes, I do. So guess what? Stop trying to step into my energy to get thick hair like me and still have European hair privilege. You asking for a lot. You thirsty. You want to be the ultimate favorite and you can't. Okay? You can't be. The creator didn't give you the pores in your head for it. I'm talking to anybody that got hate towards 4C here. And their privilege. I got skin privilege and I got Nigerian hair privilege. I'm not from Nigeria, but I got Blackfoot Native American hair. This is Blackfoot hair. This is the same hair my grandmother had, and she was Blackfoot. So guess what? I got Blackfoot Native American hair privilege. This is what my hair look like when I don't use a gel sealer. Now, let's see what it look like. Let's use a demonstration. If I want to use this here, like a lot of people do, okay, believe it or not, Blackfoot people was using this. They were using this. When you see the pictures of Blackfoot Native Americans and you see like they got 4C, but why is their 4C so shiny? They were using this. They had their own version, though. Okay. So like I said, I'm not going to do this one. Let's see, let's go here. Yeah, we're going to use this one as an example. Now, in my hair, I don't have no gel. It's just grease and cream in my hair. That's all that's in this hair. But I can use a sealing gel. I call this a sealing gel. The Native Americans, the black Native Americans were using a sealing gel because they didn't really want to do their hair every week. They had other things to think about, hunting and all that. Okay, so, this is my little sealing gel. Yeah. Okay. This is the sealing gel. See? Now, of course, when this dries, it's going to be it's going to be glossy. Now, depending on how much I use, is how thick it's going to look like it's sealed. See? See that? All right. Mm. See how it went? It went totally real soft with the sealing gel. Now I want y'all to see the difference. What I'm talking about with using the sealing gel versus the hair grease and cream. Okay? See how that looks flatter? That looks flatter, right? It doesn't look as coiled as that one. It doesn't have height to it. It's flatter. Now, I don't really like the flat. I actually like this better. Cuz this you can see my density. You can't really see my density with this one. Now you see the problem with using the sealing gels, these ones. They're good for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of seal, but the density until the hair sets a while, that you can't really see the density. See, this is what some 4C girls are doing. They're taking a sealing gel and they're going like this. That's what they're doing. Okay? Because they're like, oh, I don't want my edges to look so frizzy. I just a frizz. But why do you care? Okay? Why do you care? Okay, it's optional to me. I'm not thirsty for this. I'm not thirsty for the sealing gel. You know, the edge control gel, the end control, the ends control gel. I'm not really thirsty for this like other 4C hair girls because I don't find it an insult to look like Harriet Tubman. Some people do. I don't. Okay. You know, I wasn't born to make everybody comfortable about my hair. I don't have to. I'm not supposed to make somebody be at peace with my hair. I have to be at peace with my own hair. Child. If you're trying to change things with your hair texture, if you're trying to change things with your hair texture, you ain't at peace. You're giving everybody else peace with celebrating their hair texture, but you're not at peace. Nobody's at peace faking it. Some of y'all be like, why do Miss B keep spraying that on her face? Because it's for moisturizing skin, y'all. Moisturizing skin. I do that like 2 times a day. I moisturize my face like 3 times a day. But yeah, because I had a reaction to NyQuil. You know NyQuil sleeping medicine? I did not know that ages you, y'all. Stop using the NyQuil sleeping medicine. It ages you. It was making my eyes hollow. It was thinning the skin around my eyes. The NyQuil sleeping medicine, it started thinning. Luckily, I caught it and was like, whoa, what you doing to my eyes? So what I've been doing is like pretty much pre-treating my eyes. I've been like putting oils and moisturizers under my eyes to reverse it. But yep, the sleeping medicine, it does something with the histamine with your eyes, and so you look older. This is why you see 50-year-old women with raccoon eyes, like really black circles around their eyes, because they're taking sleeping medicine for their menopause. Okay? they're like, they don't realize that the fake sleeping medicine is aging them. They don't even know it's doing it. I'ma stand on that. I know some people gonna be like, no, I disagree. No, I'm all about my skin, y'all. All about it. All about this. I will do this anywhere. No, I didn't have thinner skin under my eyes until I took that NyQuil in the sleeping medicine. So I stopped taking it 4 days ago, and I noticed the color coming back to the skin under my eyes. So I'm gonna go get me some rose oil and lemon. I'm gonna get me some rose oil and lemon and cocoa butter, and I'm gonna just do treatments under my eyes daily, like 4 times a day, for like 30 days, and then it'll all be back. Okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, y'all. So my hair is really shrunk though, and I didn't even worry. I don't even care about the perfect parts, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna pin these back so I could, so the density show. I like the way the density is. Hi, everybody. But yeah, what's aging? I know they say black women are aging faster because a lot of black women are using artificial stuff now for their skin, and to sleep. The menopause will age you faster if you're not doing HIT. So you have to do like HIT to keep your skin. HIT improves your skin. A lot of women over 45 are not doing HIT. They're just doing Tai Chi walking. Okay, Tai Chi walking may keep your cortisol low, but it's not going to grow. It's not going to improve your hair and your skin. If you want to improve your hair and your skin and you're old, over 45, you have to do HIT. If your hair is falling out, you might have low human growth hormone. That's why. The young girls are doing HIT. They're doing HIT up on YouTube, so, excuse me, start doing your blood type diet if you're an older woman so that you can get HIT in a few days a week. You'll find that you're looking younger. Like when you do HIT like 3-4 days a week, you'll find within 2 weeks, like your skin looks better, your hair looks better, everything starts to look better. HIT reverses aging. It puts you in the 20-year-old energy, the 20-something-year-old energy. So really, we should be doing a lot more HIT than actually Tai Chi. Okay, Tai Chi is for like, okay, you're about to be in a wheelchair, nursing home energy. Like, I'm not doing Tai Chi 2-3 every single day more than HIT, and I'm not even like 70. I think I'm gonna still be doing HIT even in my 70s. So if you're having trouble sleeping and you're over 45 and you're going into menopause, please take melatonin. Okay, get you an organic sleep aid or you're going to look old. Okay, I'm in skin recovery. In 1 week's time, the NyQuil sleeping medicine trashed my skin. So it's coming back, but I'm in here working real hard. And I normally don't have to work this hard on my skin. So I'm actually pretty pissed off. So I found out it's the histamine allergy medicine too, y'all. I know y'all like that allergy medicine. Try to go most of your day without it. Like, when your sinuses and everything blocked up, try to do organic release of those snots. Just put your face in some steam. I'm actually going to start steaming my face. I know that I do ice water every morning. I do freezing cold water on my face every morning. But I'm going to start doing steaming too, just to, to clear out my pores. This is the Empress. This is the day of the Empress. So if you're a woman, you need to put your self-care first, okay? That's what I was told spiritually. Go outside, go for some walks, travel, go on a hike, journey somewhere today. The thing is if you don't have nowhere to go, it's really to get careless with yourself. Anybody will get careless with themselves when they got nowhere to go. So, just find somewhere to go. Just ride your bus. Get on, if you got a bus pass, ride your bus somewhere just so that you can be more mindful with your self-care. Okay? So, this is how I plan to look for a while, y'all. Now, I want to talk about weave. There's nothing wrong with weave when you have natural afro hair, but you should be putting the hair that's matching your hair. Just think about it. If you put the hair that matches your hair in your hair, your real hair is going to want to grow. See what I'm saying? If you put fake hair that's not your hair texture, you're actually saying to your hair texture, I don't really like you that much. You're two-faced it. You're two-faced it. Y'all, this live is getting deep. If you are 4C, if you put 3A in your 4C hair, you are two-faced it with your hair. Yeah, you are. Okay? You're wishy-washy. You're wishy-washy with your hair. So, if you 4C, go get you a bundle of 4C hair. I'm going to actually start putting bundles of 4C hair in my hair in the winter season from now on, because I am sick and tired of fighting this northern weather. And I really don't want to rock scarves every day of my life in the north. January through March. I may get me some hats. I think hats look really good on women of color, especially when we have our thick hair showing. Because when you have the hat on, you can see all the density, the side of your hair is sticking out. So it looks nice with the hair all thick around the hat. So I'm going to get me a nice hat, like an old school hat, like the 1940s and 50s, and have it, pimp it, and have my nice, my nice thick hair pinned or rolled on the sides with the hat sitting on top, y'all. I think we were onto something in the 1940s and 50s, but we just stopped, and we never should have stopped. We should have just kept on through when we was during Madam C.J. Walker's time, before the relaxers, when we was just rolling our hair, rolling it up and pinning it and slapping on a hat. I believe we was on to something. We should have never stopped, y'all. Hats protect your hair too. Some of y'all be like, I don't want the snow and rain, but a hat will protect your hair from all of that. So I just think we need to get back to simple hairstyles. Boring hairstyles. The hairstyles we used to wear when we had 8 kids to take care of. We got to get back to that, y'all. Back during slavery days, our ancestors had too many kids. So they put 3 plaits in their hair, 3 braids in their hair, and kept it moving, or they put a couple plaits in, kept it moving, or they just rolled it and pinned it, was like, I'm out of here, we doing too much. So I'm trying to be the opposite. I want to be an old-fashioned hair baddie. I want people to be like, that's some 1940s, 1920s type of hair. Woo, child, that's that Abraham Lincoln time period here. I want people to say that to me. That would be like a compliment. Like I'm not going with the trends. I think that will make me feel special. I just feel like my genetics go with it. Not everybody feels that way, that their born genetics is celebrating their hair. Take that up with your parents. Maybe they was too many different type of race groups in their genetics, so that's why maybe the hair ain't quite going with their genetics. But sometimes the hair does go with your genetics of your face. You're just You just have genetic hair dysmorphia, so you can't see it. You know? But whenever I wear my hair like this more often, where it's like, okay, Negro, like Negro extreme here. This is like Negros. Like gross, like money, like the gross income. This is Negros. This is Negros hair wealth. Whenever I wear my hair like this, y'all be cutting out. This is tax-free Negros hair. Okay, right? I ain't paying no taxes with this here. Okay? Uncle Tom ain't getting none of this here. No taxes. Uncle Tom is like, how come I ain't getting your edges? Tax. Uncle Tom be like, you're being taxed for wearing your 4C here. I say, no, I ain't. Ain't no edge control in here. Ain't no edge control here. You ain't taxing my 4C here. Y'all. Shut up. Yes, they were allowed to. You learn your damn history. Yes, they were. Shut up. Yes, they were. They were allowed to wear their real hair. You learn your damn history. You're an ignorant motherfucker. Yeah. You cuss at me, I cuss back. Don't say ignorant shit. You're an ignorant motherfucker. Stop blaming everything on the white race. We was so allowed to wear our hair in the 1800s. That's a damn fucking lie. That is the biggest fucking lie ever. That is a lie. There was free slaves. Not everybody was a slave. Not everybody was a housemaid. And it was some blacks that were housemaids that still had their hair rolled up in afro styles. You obviously did not see Django. You obviously did not see Django. You obviously did not see when Harriet Tubman was running. She had Negro hair. She did not have hot pressed hair. She did not have a relaxer in her hair. Stop the ignorant shit. You ignorant. You ignorant. And our ancestors did have their natural afro here in Egypt. Moses was walking around with 4B, 4C here. Shut the fuck up with the ignorance. Shut the fuck up. Now, they might have been kidnapped sometime and shaved bald and their hair stolen. But they damn sure was walking around with afro hair. Yes, they were. They found mummies. They found the servant mummies in the graves with 4C hair. Shut the hell up. Okay? Shut the hell up. Now, somebody cuss at me, I'm going to cuss back. I'm tired of being nice to these liars. Go check the mummies. The mummies had our blood type. Blood type B is from Egypt. And blood type B is common in African Americans because they are descendants of some of their ancestors were from Egypt, and they're in the coffins with my hair texture. Yes. So stop the damn lying. Stop the damn lying. I can't believe somebody said that. People will blame everything and anything on the white man. No, we gave up our hair. Only time we lost our hair was when some of us came over on the boats, and all of us didn't come over on the boats. Not everybody got ancestors, other ancestors that came over on the boats. My grandmother didn't come over no boat. My grandma Alice Morningstar was already here, Blackfoot. Her family did not come over on no damn boat. And in the pictures, even in the black and white pictures of my grandfather, they got 4C here. The black and white pictures, they had the big bulbs that was taken during slavery time. My grandfather has 4C here. Stop the lying. When they came over on boats, their hair was shaved. Most of them shaved their hair due to a lice infestation problem. Egypt was held in karmic debt. They had lice. Look it up. Nefertiti did not shave her hair because it was ugly and it was forbidden. Nefertiti shaved her hair because there was a lice epidemic. Do your research. And even still, she had the hair that she shaved off made into a wig because it would be easier to wash the lice out than from her own scalp. Okay, because the way they showered back then was they was standing up in this stone pit, and somebody would dump a bottle of water over her. That's how she had to shower. So it was easier to make her hair into a wig because then she could just wash it in the river now like this and then slap it back on. Okay, rather than bending and twisting and all of that. Okay, period. Do your research. Wait a minute, hold up. I think I deleted the wrong one. I think I did. Wait a minute, y'all. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened here. Yes, they were allowed to wear their hair. They had to cover their hair during the Christian Sabbath. The slave master told them to cover their hair when it was the Sabbath and when they were serving food. When they were serving food. Other than that, Harriet Tubman had my hair type. Stop the lying. Hate when people lie. You're ignorant. I posted a picture of Nefertiti's hair wig. I will post some pictures of what the mummy's 4C hair look like. I will post pictures of some of the drawings of the slave trades. Don't try me. Hell out of here, you ignorant. Don't tell me about my ancestors. I know my ancestors. I should know my ancestors as old as I am. People over 40 didn't know their great grandma and their great great aunts and stuff. I knew my great great aunts. My great great aunt. Okay. I knew them. You may not knew yours because you may be 19 or 20, but shut up. I'm old enough to have known my grandmother and my great great aunts that were still alive and well. Period. The slaves was dealing with lice, y'all. When you sleeping in a shack and out in the woods, what else are they supposed to do? And they're denied soap. They wasn't even allowed soap and stuff. So soap was a privilege for the turtle doves. The turtle doves was the house slaves. They was allowed the fancy soap. Okay? So that's why they ain't really have to worry about lice in their hair. But a lot of the slaves that had to sleep out in the dirt and the mud and the shacks and out and all that, they were dealing with lice problems. So they found it easier to shave their hair. But they wasn't shaving their hair to please the slave master. As a matter of fact, the slave master, he was falling in love with the slaves that had the nice thick hair. He loved it. He would never had us cut our hair. He thought that was gorgeous. That's why the white slave master didn't like us. She would cut our hair off. She would sneak and snatch us bald out of jealousy because she knew that her man loved it. Period. There ain't a man walking this earth who don't like the way 4C hair feel when it's time to get busy. When it's soft. I want my hair in soft hair. I want my hair in soft, fluffy hair. That's why I can't stop. That's why I can't stop conditioning my hair in here every week because I just love the way it feel. Like when I did a deep condition of my hair today, I was like, ooh, it just feels so good. So I know if it feels good to me, I know the slave master was like, ooh, when he was stressed, he was like, let me just do like this. I know he was. No, it was his wife cutting our hair without permission, and she would get cussed out. Because the slave master would be like, that's my bed witch. That's my comfort girl. She's allowed to have her hair long. Don't cut her hair. He would tell his slave master wife. Y'all, this my live videos be triggering people, y'all. They just be triggering. I don't even know what to say. But y'all, I'm doing the wet hair. I'm doing the wet hair life for a while. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 4C, making my own leave-in conditioner here. Okay, that's about a tablespoon. It looks like it. Okay. My hairstylist was like, take some of your favorite conditioner and put it in there in some water. Put some rosemary in here. Four drops goes a long way. There we go. So I'm gonna leave my hair like this for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and just be like, psh, psh. Okay, and then I'll reseal again. I just want to break from doing my hair. I'll put on a hat or a scarf if I get tired of it, but I'm damn sure going to put my flaxseed and my rosemary spray in my hair. I do got some tea tree. I think in about 2 weeks I'll put some tea tree in here just to fight any fungus or germs that may be piling up in the scalp. Bye everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the compliments, y'all. My videos stay having drama. Bye everybody.